jobb formában, hogy a szervezetek elfogadják.
Akkor a másik részét megadjuk. We are after the presentation, your presentation, the first presentation in Hungary. What was your impression on the audience?
Well, I think that what I saw here in Hungary was very much representative for what I see in a lot of countries where we enter into, that there is a huge interest for what we're doing, and that the people believe that our product could actually be something that they could implement and something that they could help them in their work to secure their IT environment. So I think the audience was great. They had a lot of very good questions also, which shows that they truly believe that the type of technology that we're using is good for them.
As I realized, this technology was new to them.
Yeah, I would say that when I asked the question if they were doing this today, I would say that the answer was pretty much what we see in all over the world. It's more or less the same. Most of the organizations that we talk to, they're actually not doing this today, but they still have, some idea that they should do this because they realize what I mentioned to them, that it's a fairly effective way, easy way to get a good understanding of, the vulnerabilities that they have. They don't need to spend days or weeks or months to get that information. They can get it in a few hours, and I think that reaction is very much the same as we see. So they know that they should probably do this, but they're not doing it today. But it's the same thing more or less wherever we go. Yeah.
In a short version, you describe your product as a next generation automated, continuous and cloud-based vulnerability assessment.
Yes.
Let's go through the words, okay?
Yes.
Next generation. It means that not you are the first in this field.
No, obviously we're not. So vulnerability assessment, I think, is a well-proven technology that has been around for many years. I would say 20 plus years at least. What we're trying to do is a bit different. So, and that doesn't, it doesn't exclusively, it's not exclusively about technology, it's also about the way we approach the customer, the service and support, the local presence that we have and we like to have, not least here in Hungary, and also in the end, the price tag on the product, which is for everyone, it is important, the price tag, and that we have the right price tag. So I think for us, saying that we're doing next generation vulnerability assessment is about everything from the first approach, which is very non-technical. We're very clear about the values for the customers to implement our product, to looking at the product, of course, and have a very simple way of working with vulnerability assessment so everyone can use our product, and also in the end providing support and service that is local, from the local market, from Hungary, and having the right price tag. So everything throughout is done a bit different from the competitors that we have.
The next word is automated.
Yes.
You know, if I were a CIO, I would say that's what I am dreaming of.
Yes.
Because I have an automated product. I don't need any subordinates and people in my department.
Yes.
This will do everything. Do you do everything?
Well, it's a very good question. Yeah, we talk a lot about automated and continuous vulnerability assessment, and I think that what we're trying to do is not to put a lot of workload on the customers, because we know that they're already busy with everything else that they're already taking care of. So automation is very important for us, and we work to a very large extent. We do work with automation. So our platform is kind of working in the background, to put it in simple words. It's working in the background. Customers don't need to take manual action. They don't need to push a button or do something. You schedule this, it's running every week in the background, and you get the result out of it. And if you need to take any action, we will present that to the customer in a relevant and a very nice and simple way. What we try to do is make sure that the customers, with the resources they already have, can take care and remediate the vulnerabilities that we find. And that's a very important thing. So they don't need to get expertise or have expertise within this area. With the resources they have, with the data we provide to them, they will be able to fix the vulnerabilities and obviously in the end become more secure.
You already mentioned continuous. That means that in every millisecond you are there. You are
yes.
watching and monitoring the system, and you send alerts if it is needed. Cloud-based is the next one.
Yes.
How do you see in Hungary and in Eastern Europe, we see that the cloud is not so sympathetic to the C-level IT leaders?
Yes. Yeah, so looking at, it's a good question, because the adoption of cloud is different in different regions of the world and also different countries. So for us, what has been important for us is to be clear with that we are going to release an on-prem version of the platform, and the on-prem version of the platform will provide the possibility for the customers to store the data within their own IT environment. Some of the customers we have, not least here in Hungary, feel confident with that, so that's what we will provide to them.
Mm-hmm. When we are speaking about your solution, is it a software, is it a procedure, is it a knowledge-based something?
I believe that what we're providing to the customers is knowledge. We're providing something that gives them the knowledge, gives them insight. They find these blank spots in their IT environment. I think the immediate, the first reaction that a customer gets when they implement our platform is all the data that they get and actually what they can do with the data. So we provide the knowledge, and based on that knowledge, customers can take action and they can do different things. And of course, in the end, it's about fixing these vulnerabilities so they lower the risk for incidents. But I think what we actually do is we provide knowledge. And I think that it's not necessary in the end about fixing the vulnerabilities. The very first step and the biggest step might be just to have the knowledge and have the information, because with the information, then you can take other actions.
It's time to mention that this presentation was organized with your first and, as I understand, only local partner,
yes.
Gloster. Why did you choose that?
Well, I think that we initiated the discussion with Gloster already this summer. We actually had an event here with our company in the beautiful city of Budapest. It was very nice. During that time we met with Viktor and his team. I was very much impressed with the ambition that Gloster had, and I think what they're doing is to some extent quite unique here in Hungary. They're growing, they're doing acquisitions, they have a plan to list the company. And this is very much in sync, so to speak, with our company, because we're also a very ambitious company. We have a great vision for our company. You know, we want to achieve something great. And I think that for us to be successful in Hungary, we need to work with someone that have the same mindset. So that was my impression, and that's also what we can see. And what we can see is that they're taking action and they're making progress here in the Hungarian market. And we like to have that kind of partner, and that's the main reason why we teamed up with Viktor and his team, because they have the same level of ambition as we have at Holm Security.
What would be that result of Gloster when you would be satisfied with their operation? Do you have any kind of plan or projected vision which Gloster should reach?
Yeah, for sure. We have discussed this, and I think what I've been talking to Viktor and Gloster about is that we, just as we've done in some other markets, we want to own this market, which means for us saying that we want to own the market, we want to be the market leaders. We want to have the biggest customer base within this area, and we want to be the natural choice, an obvious choice for vulnerability assessment. So I think that that's the ambition that we have, that together with Gloster we will become the player within VA or vulnerability assessment in Hungary. So that's it's a very clear plan, and I think it's very much realistic, because just like Sweden or a lot of other markets that we're in, Hungary is not Germany, it's not UK. There is a lot of space here for us to work, and it's very little competition, to be honest. And I think that there is a very good position here for us to take, and I think we can actually be the leaders in this market in a few years.
Vulnerability Assessment 2.0 is not your first product. Formerly, you were a renewer of the mail security in Scandinavia. What is your next idea?
It's a very good question. Yes, as you mentioned, we had some previous success. The team behind Holm Security, it's a very solid team. It's a very experienced team that we have. I think that's is a good indication for our future customers here in Hungary, that they can feel safe with the team and the knowledge we have. I think that Holm Security is the company where we had a big ambition. You know, the previous one, it was called Stay Secure, was in the, as you mentioned, Scandinavia. Now we're building a global company, you know, so this is going to be it. This is going to be the company that we build, and hopefully we can make a name on the global market, and that's what we try to do. We want to make a footprint on the global market. So I don't know if there will be a next. I don't necessarily need to make those plans today anyway. So hopefully this is what's going to be the big thing for us, and hopefully we don't need to put in the same efforts in 15 years as we do today.
Tack så mycket.
Tack så mycket.